I'm going to start off tonight with a huge deal. The guys over at Glastonbury Electric Bikes have reached out to me and given me a code. And that code is GLASTONBURYGABRIEL. Nice easy one to remember. If you quote that when you book a bike with them between now and the end of the year, they will give you a whopping 25% off their day rate. So if you saw the bikes in last week's video and you think, I wouldn't mind a bit of that, now's a chance. So hop on down there, get in touch with Charlie, give him the code, get your 25% off, and let us know how you got on with your bike ride. Tonight's video is from the north, well, it's from Wales actually. As you know, I've been spending a lot of time there because of my dad, so I've been finding videos to make while I'm there. There's some interesting Shrewsbury ones coming up, but tonight I'd go and have a look at the 40s day in Welshpool, which was my mum's town. And hey, I get close up and personal with a real Spitfire. Watch this. So I've come back to Welshpool, to my favourite cafe, the Inglenook. But I've come down here for a reason. Today is 40s day. Let's go and have a look. Ladies and gentlemen, a triumph. There's some big stuff here, look. It's a typical Harley. Beautiful details. Look at that. And as we turn 108 degrees, look at that. Whoa! Now that's what you call a set of pipes. I don't expect they do much silencing. Let's move along, because where there's normally a car park, today there's an exhibition. And I am here to tell you there are some rather interesting things parked here that you wouldn't normally see in a car park. Let's go and see what they are. It's another Jeep. Thousands of these were made and used in the war. Beautiful. And next to it, not something you normally see parked in a car park. Try clamping that, Powys Borough Council. Some American equipment. Of course, being American, the steering wheel's on the wrong side over there, as you can clearly see through the window. Steering wheel on the wrong side. Good advice there on the right hand side. Here we have a tank on a lorry. Ladies and gentlemen, a 1942 Mark 9 Spitfire. This particular one served in Malta, and I've had a word with the chap who owns it, and he's going to let me approach it in a minute and have a look into the cockpit, show you what goes on over there. I've got to say, this is exciting stuff. Look, a real Mark 9 Spitfire. I mean, what more can you ask for? Oh wow. It's Wing Commander Wingnut, DSC, DFSO and bar. Come to take the kite up. What a gorgeous machine. Fantastic. To be this close to a Spit. And that's the cockpit that we're going to go and have a look in there in a minute. Oh wow. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, a Mark 9 Spitfire from 1942, and I'm going to take you and show you into the cockpit. Look, the office where business was taking place. Look at that. Oh my word, what a treat. An actual Mark 9 cockpit. Oh wow. If that isn't one of the most amazing things I've shot since doing a YouTube channel, I do not know what is. What a treat. That was totally amazing. Thank you to the guys here for letting me in. Thank you. Bye-bye. I've got to let myself out now. Here we go, thank you. Wow, what a treat. Now over here is a rather unusual little aircraft. It's called the Flying Fee. And it doesn't look like it should fly. It looks like something you build in your garage. But if I'm here to tell you that the RAF used these for reconnaissance work. They flew very slowly. They had an incredibly low stalling speed, which allowed them to loiter, so that the chap in the cockpit down there, which has to be said is very rudimentary, was able to take pictures and spot for gunners and stuff like that. As you can see, it folds up. The wingtips fold in, look, left and right, giving it a very small footprint from a storage point of view. I believe there are still examples of this still flying. This one obviously isn't. But they do exist. So that's the Flying Flea. There's still more. Look over there. So behind me now, from 1917, is an SE-5A from the Royal Air Force. Late in the First World War, so it's much more developed than some of the earlier craft that we used. Let's go and have a look at it. Good old V engine going on there, look at that. Exhaust down each side. Look at these. They really were string bags, weren't they? Look at this. It's actually held together with these tension cables holding everything in place. And if we come round to here, we're going to have a look at the office, shall we? Remember the Spitfire office? Well, things were a touch more rudimentary back in 1917, as you can see here. And if you look through there, you can sight up on the gun targets right there. And of course you've got your gun on the top as well. What an amazing piece of kit. The balls these guys must have had to fly these things up against the Germans. I mean, to go up in the air in that and be shot at, that needs a large pair of kahunas in my book. A large pair of kahunas, but that's a beautiful aircraft. Didn't expect to see these parked here today, did we? SE5A, a Flying V, and of course, the amazing Spitfire. What else is there to see? So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a Rolls-Royce Meteor engine. Shared a lot in common with the Merlin, which was fitted into the Spitfires and the Lancasters and other aircraft. This one was fitted into tanks. Now, my dad worked on tanks in the war, and he worked on the Comet tank. Now, I'm not certain, but I intend to find out if these were actually fitted in the Comet tanks, because I know he said it was like a Merlin engine he worked on. So it could be that my dad was working on these in the Second World War. Truly great turnout here today. Look at this in what would normally just be a boring old car park. Hey, fantastic. You know, when I was younger, they were the height of fashion, the RAF greatcoat. And I tell you what, they were warm. Absolutely brilliant coats. Has to be said, a lot of the vehicles here are very good, but all have the steering wheel on the wrong side. Well, there's definitely an outbreak of the 1940s here in the High Street, look. It's very nice to see the fact that they've actually closed the High Street today. That's always good. Oh, look, there's a Punch and Judy over there. Now this car here, ladies and gentlemen, is a complete and utter classic. What a beautiful car. It's the Citroën Traxxon Avant 11B. This car changed the way we build cars forever. Front wheel drive came with this car, and look at this. There's some things that the French just do well. And one of them is car design. These were beloved by the Germans during the Second World War. They were often used as staff cars. Absolutely beautiful. I think one of the nicest cars made and designed in the 30s. Really, really old. And here we have a tractor. It's an old John Deere, look. John Deere. Look at that. With a proper suspension saddle seat as well, look. Bouncing up and down on that. All the controls you need. Very basic. Fantastic. Fantastic. And bringing us up to date just a little bit, here is a beautiful, beautifully presented Ford console. Not so sure about the passenger, mind you, but the car is absolutely, and I love the colour. Look at the colour of that. What a beautiful car. And there's a little message here which I want to put across. What a stunningly good looking car is that. Oh. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little journey into Welshpool's 40th celebration. They have a weekend every year, and I've not been to it before, so I thought, well, why not? I'm glad I came down though, because seeing that Spitfire, oh, bucket list moment, bucket list moment. I don't know how they got it here. By road, by taking it apart, I guess. Same with the SE5A and the little Flea. Interesting stories about those, which I hope you enjoyed. For now, that's the end of the video. I'm going back home. My taxi will be waiting in a minute, so I'm going to call it a day. Goodbye and thank you until the next one, whenever that may be.